On the 10th of October last year, Stephen Gately died at the age of just 33. While he was best known as one of Boyzone, he also had a successful West End stage career. What you may not know is that he loved films and presented several programs for us and was a much-loved member of the Film 24 team. Just before his tragic death, he fulfilled a lifelong ambition, interviewing someone he'd admired for many years. One of Stephen's first interviews for us gave him a chance to meet a childhood heroine.
Who have you liked working with?
Yes. Well, Moi has worked with legends. Legends like Bob Hope. You've heard of him, right? Yeah. Sex symbols like Pierce Brosnan. Bombshells like Raquel Welch. And, well, music legends from Prince to Johnny Cash.
Did you say...
It would be unfair to choose one, though. They were all fortunate to share the stage with Moi.
Another interview brought Stephen face to face with an old friend.
Would you like to do some more kind of homemade films, like British made? I mean, because you really started out, I mean,
yeah,
Billy Elliot, which
absolutely. It was definitely a British film, not for sure. But it's difficult, you know. It's where the work kind of takes you and where the scripts are coming from. And I think the British film industry has been incredibly strong.
Yeah, but Billy Elliot as well, an iconic.
Right. No, very much so.
Movie.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it's
you're involved, and I got involved.
You got
Yay!
involved.
I sang the song.
That's right.
So I'm really chuffed to be part of that.
Stephen's final work saw him interviewing someone he'd always wanted to meet.
Well, Miss Olivia Newton John, welcome to Film 24. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. How about you?
I'm very good. It's lovely to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Now, first of all, I got to ask you, because we've been shown it on Film 24, we've got to ask you about Sordid Lives, which I absolutely love. It's hilarious, really, really fun. And you play Bitsy May, yeah?
Yeah, Bitsy May Harling.
Tell us a bit about her.
Well, actually, I played her in the movie first because we made the movie about 7 years ago.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
This was a television series made from the movie. So Del Shores, who wrote and directed both the film and the series, is a very good friend of my sister's, and I went to see the play with him. And with my sister, I went to see Sordid Lives and fell in love with the characters. I thought she was so much fun. I said, well, if you ever make this into a movie, think of me for the singer. So he did and called me, and it was such a departure from anything I've ever done that she was really fun. She's a gay country western singer who's wrongly accused of burning down her lover's double wide, and she goes to jail and she's wrongly accused and she's real mad about it. So I had a lot of fun with her and wrote bunch of songs.
Yeah, you wrote about 5 songs or something like that, wasn't it? I mean,
in 3 days.
Just for the show.
Just for the Just
and what about on stage? Was there kind of songs in that as well, or was it just
no,
and in film was it?
Just for the series, we wrote 5 songs, and I think for the movie, I did about 3 songs or something.
I know that amazing cast in this as well. What was it like working with them? You've got Blanche from the Golden Girls. You've got Caroline Ray as well. Who I love, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I'm a big fan of her. And of course you.
Right. Rue McClanahan, I got to do most of my scenes with her, and she's an amazing actress, so that was really special.
Do you prefer singing country music or pop music, or does it matter to you?
I think it's all music to me. I never kind of put myself in a genre of being just one, and I kind of started out being a country singer it wasn't actually something I chose. My manager and my producers at the time, Bruce Welch and John Farrar and Peter Gormley, they kind of chose country-ish style music for me because it suited my voice. So before I knew it, I was a country singer in America. In England, it was just part of every other kind of music. So I like singing all different kinds of stuff.
You've also won 4 Grammys. Is that right?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
I mean, I'd imagine numerous other amount of awards. I mean, do they mean so much to you? I mean, when you get awards like that,
you know,
the Grammys.
Really,
I mean, I'd love to have a Grammy.
The Grammy is a great honour, but I was never there. The sad thing was, I was never there to accept. And John Lennon presented it one year.
No.
I got my name wrong or something. Oliver John Newton or something. So I don't know. I've had a couple of those. Maybe it wasn't him. It was the guy presenting with him. But anyway, unfortunately, I was never there to accept my Grammys. So.
That's a shame.
John Lennon. I got them, but I wasn't there. And yeah.
Is there any awards left that you'd like to get?
Oh no, I mean, I think they're all kind of icing on the cake. But even then, it was just wow. I got an award for something that I just like to do. So.
Do you prefer acting or singing? Which would you like? Which do you like? Or do you like combination?
I think singing comes
more naturally to you.
More naturally to me. I've done more of it.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed playing Bitsy, for instance, because it was such a departure in character and accent and everything I do, you know, southern accent and all this stuff. So it was fun, but I think singing is where my heart space is, and I like to write music.
It's the same with me. I mean, I love singing rather than acting, but if I'm doing a show, like, would you ever do a show on Broadway? Would you be interested in doing that, which is combining both of them? I know that the schedule's very difficult when you do a Broadway show or a West End show, but would that appeal to you?
You know, I've been offered a few, but it's the schedule. It's that
It's
8 shows a
I know.
week and matinees. I'm going, maybe when I was younger, but now I don't know if I want to
Amazing,
do
go away
that.
with that.
But you never know. You never know. You shouldn't say no, because you never know.
Born in Cambridge,
Yes.
grew up in Australia.
Yes.
Do you ever go back? to
All the
Cambridge?
time.
Do
To
you?
Cambridge, you mean?
Yeah.
Actually, I went back, I think it was earlier this year. I went back. A gentleman who'd been working on fundraising for my hospital now works at the Cambridge Hospital. And so I went to see him and meet everyone at the Cambridge Hospital. And I went to the street that I lived when I was a little girl and knocked on the door.
No
and,
way. What?
Yeah.
I can
and
imagine the
people,
faces.
They were like, oh my goodness. She said someone came and knocked on her door and wanted to put a plaque on her house to say that I'd lived there, and she didn't want them to do it, which I don't blame her.
Why?
But,
I mean, it's,
well, being awful. I mean, people be annoying her all the time.
it's a dumb thing here. You
Is
go
it?
around and there's like so many plaques up of where so many people get
Really,
It's just
I
a dumb
didn't know
thing.
that, but I didn't blame her. But we went and had a look through. She was very generous and let us look through the house. And you know, when you're
You could see a
little,
bedroom and-
yeah. When you're little, everything seems so big, and then you go back and it felt so petite.
Yeah.
But when you're little, everything seems so huge.
I know. I went back to my old house that I grew up in, and all the rooms looked so tiny, and I couldn't believe
Isn't
that
it funny?
there was 5 of us living, you know, in this 3-bedroom house. Well, 7 of us and 5 kids, and I just couldn't believe that, you know, this bedroom was so small, and we used to have to
Yeah.
share and stuff like that.
Stephen's interest in films, as well as his own acting experience, helped him to develop a rapport with his interviewees.
You play Willie, who's he's an elf, and you're quite tall. How does that work?
Well, first of all, it's never polite to point out,
Sorry.
and I'm a little offended.
Are you?
I would rather people just take me for who I am rather than what my height is. Yes, I may be 6 foot tall, and that's highly unusual and strange to see. But frankly, I'm just a person, just like you or me.
Obviously, well, I'm small. I mean, I'm quite.
Well,
tall.
you're about 2'6", something like that.
About 3'9".
3'9".
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, I took a massive stretch last year.
Well, that worked. It worked.
But I want to ask about your famous granny chop. Have you ever hospitalised anybody doing that?
Every single person I do that to.
Everyone?
Has to go to the hospital. Yes.
Kermie's been in
Several
hospital
don't
lots of
make it
times. You haven't really done nudity before.
No,
have you?
no.
So this was kind of your first
kind of
How was that strange? Was it just because I don't think I could ever do that. You know, especially having. I know it looks like there's not a lot happening on set. Like it's just the characters, but there's a big team around you. Isn't
Oh, no,
there,
absolutely.
And they're staring at you.
Yeah,
That
they're
must
all
be
kind of
weird.
standing behind the monitor, kind of sniggering. Absolutely, and that is hard to deal with. But I think it's because it's all choreographed. I think because it has to be, otherwise it just feels too weird. And
But how does that happen? Do you kind of sit down?
we
have
go
a
in
chat?
a room with the director and we go,
Right.
"What would you like to see?" And it's literally that simple. and then we kind of block it out. You just block it out in terms of movements and stuff like that. And she's great because it's just okay, pants off and on the floor and the.
No, you've done a lot of theatre in the past. Well, your fair share of it. Which do you think is harder, film or theatre?
I've never been able to sort of put a line between them. They're both very different. I mean, you get the days off in the theatre, which I quite like. So
One day.
yeah.
Sometimes you
well,
have
no, but
9
during
shows
the
a
day
week.
you can kind of get your own time. But they're very different disciplines, and I love doing both of them. And I haven't done theatre for a while, and I'd love to kind of go.
But it's 6 months. You're doing it every
That's the
day.
thing,
You
yeah.
can get, and you've only got. It's like one take each night, isn't it? I mean, I've done theatre before,
Yeah.
and I find it really difficult.
Yeah, it's really tricky, but I mean, it kind of if you get the right piece, then it's just I like the shorter runs. 3 months.
3 months is nice.
Yeah.
Now, how do you prepare for the roles? Like, are you kind of one of these people that would lock themselves in the room for 2 weeks? Or
No, but not if I can help it. No.
You're so fragile.
I am very fragile.
So delicate.
I am delicate. Don't hit me, please. Please don't hit me.